Hearing people's stories. Getting raw and authentic looks into people's lives. Giving a voice and humanizing brands. Really inspires the creation of Ineffable Films. Storytelling is how we connect with people. It brings out the richness and true characteristics of people's unique experiences. Accepting the unique highs and lows of the human journey. Telling people's stories in a short and accessible manner. We show the beauty in taking a large concept and crafting it into a short yet impactful story, leaving an everlasting impression. In order to elevate our work, we partnered with local professionals. We knew that in order to grow, we needed to learn. Imparting their knowledge and expertise, it was about taking what they could teach us and making sure that it resonated with Ineffable Films. The journey showed us that the road is not always straight. It taught us to have the confidence to take risks and to explore new ways of capturing perfectly candid moments. We learned that the outcome of a story may not always be what we envisioned, but it is by trusting the creative process that you create something that is ineffable. We're storytellers. Let us tell your story.
The first go at Juniper was because there was a lack of tea and coffee, good coffee in town. I've come from a place where there's extremely good coffee everywhere, so we had to open a place to get our own fix, basically.
We were lucky enough to come here and realize that there was so much local food available to us. We weren't sure we'd have access to it, and we were very pleasantly surprised that there was more access.
Our product is fresh, totally fresh, and we have someone at the moment that's growing our greens, cuts them on Monday, bagged on Tuesday, delivered to us on Wednesday. I know for a fact that we are one of the largest purchasers of local food in the whole city.
Why is it important? Because it tastes better and it makes us feel better about what we're doing and all the effort that we put in. The success of Juniper just goes to show that people are interested, hungry for that food, are willing to pay a few dollars more for their sandwich to know it was locally prepared, fresh made bread, all the ingredients were prepared in-house. I think there's certainly a market for that, and we've seen that through our success.
My name's Clark Day, and this is the Baby Farm restaurant in beautiful downtown Collins Bay. It's my family home. It's been in my family I'm 7 generations here. We still have 15 acres, and we have a little 30-seat restaurant. One of the things I've said for years and years is that it's more about we take the food seriously and we take the service seriously. The quality of the beef or the lamb or the salmon has to be fresh. It has to be raised properly. It has to be fed properly. It has to be taken care of in a very sensitive nature. So there's lots of local product in our food, and the nice thing is I know who the people are and how they take care of their food. I really believe Baby Farm to be an experience that's very personal. We take every individual person and table as a separate entity, so that if you have requests or needs, we're there for you.
I think through sharing my story, one of the most beautiful elements has been seeing this support that has really enveloped me. I think what drove me to share my story was more so just that I had never actually heard another male or someone I was able to really personally identify with share their story of sexual assault. And for me, I thought if I could share my story and make it even easier for one other person, no matter how they identify, to share their story or to seek the help they need, that it would be an incredible outcome. I think it's important as a society that we become more inclusive of who we share in sexual assault and sexual prevention dialogues. I always viewed myself as maybe strong physically, as society often tells men they should be. I worked on an oil rig, I did landscaping, I competed in a high level of weightlifting and all these athletic sports. But going through this process has kind of shown me that I can be, I guess, mentally and emotionally resilient. But I also learned that I can be vulnerable, emotional, and show these softer sides of me, and that is okay, even if I'm a male. My name's Landon, and here's my story. What I do think is important is to not go through these traumatic life experiences alone. And it doesn't have to be sharing your story in a video or in a tweet, but it can be that way. But it can also just be sharing your story with a friend, a family member, a loved one, or a counselor. I would encourage someone to reach out because chances are, if you're anything like me, a traumatic experience like sexual assault, harassment, or rape is not something you can go through alone. And reaching out to a friend or whoever you need to reach out to takes some of the burden off of your shoulders and gives you an immediate support network to help get you through what will likely be one of the toughest times of your life. My name's Landon, and here's my story.